All right, I got some questions on the infeed supports that I made for my table saw. So today we're going to talk about building them.
Here's an example of what we're building. I love these things. They just act as a second hand that let you cut really long pieces on the table saw by yourself.
And they're really simple to make. It's really just two pieces of wood, some kind of hinge, and a way to attach to your fence. So for the video, we're going to remake these. If I'm cutting down a full sheet of plywood and I let go, it's actually going to tip over. So I want these to be longer, and it gives me an opportunity to show how to make them. So let's go.
I'm using a piece of angled aluminum with some rubber pads to attach to the front of my fence. We're going to attach that aluminum to what will be the top of the support, so we need to make sure it's the right height. Sliding a piece of wood catches a little bit, but I think if I add another rubber pad, it should be the perfect height. While we're here, let's measure for the height of the leg, which is about 34. I'm going to rip this plywood to about 4 inches because that just kind of felt right. I'm going to cut the top of my supports to 45 inches. And then the legs to 34 inches, which we measured. And I specifically chose aluminum because you can cut it on the miter saw. Just go slow and wear protection. Next, we're going to countersink some holes into the underside of the aluminum. And we're doing that so our screws don't stick out and make it so we're not flush with our table saw. 5 is probably excessive, but that's just the kind of person I am. Next, we're going to mount the aluminum to our top, so we'll put the rubber pad on the front, and we'll use some double-sided tape to stick it on. You just want to make sure that the top is pushed as far against the table saw as you can. At this point, we've done most of the measuring and the cutting, so we just need to secure the aluminum to the top of our support. I would take this back to the table saw to make sure it fits before putting the rest of the rubber on. Next, we'll attach the hinge, and I'm sure there's a better way to clamp this, but this is what I came up with. And if you're using these kind of hinges, you want to make sure that you orient it so you can pull up towards the top to unlock it instead of pushing it down. It's just more natural that way. And while he finishes up with that and adds some leveling feet, if you've made it this far and you've enjoyed the video, please consider liking, sharing, commenting. It really helps out and I'd love to hear from you. We're going to add a clamp to the bottom of our support, so we need to allow 3 inches between the front of our aluminum and where the clamp will secure. I make a mistake here that I have to fix later, so just make sure that when you're measuring this out, the clamp is in the closed position. And that's it. At this point, we just need to adjust the clamp and the leveling feet. You could also argue the clamp is excessive, but when I'm dealing with these huge sheets of plywood, I want it to be as secure as possible. So here's the moment of truth, the moment that we've been working for. Will a full sheet of plywood tip over if I let go? Drum roll, please. Hey, nice, we did it. Thanks for joining me in the shop today, and if you'd like more woodworking content, go ahead and hit that follow button. Thanks, bye.